Two roads diverge in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Those are the famous lines that end Robert Frost's famous poem, The Road Not Taken. And I think the title says more than that famous line, because as opposed to there being two paths, one that's more or less traveled by, I think in reality we all live on a road that's not been taken, and we should embrace that. Nobody has what you have. Nobody has the same body or the same knowledge or the same upbringing or vantage point or the same life experiences or the same instincts that you have. Your life is a completely unique one that's never been seen, never been taken by anybody. And it's important to allow the fullness of yourself to come into the world through you. It's the only way to find full fulfillment, and it's the only way to make the world as good as it could be with your influence and with your presence. So I'll give myself for an example. I grew up in this training to study business and become an office person. And as things have unfolded, I've done a lot of other things after I graduated college. I was an actor for a couple of years. I was a musician. I started a band, which has since dissolved, unfortunately. I've been making videos and vlogs. I've given speeches about unity and spirituality and things like that. And it's been a cool time. And I've gotten all sorts of criticism from people, like, get a job. I've been worrying my family. I've been mocked. I've been made fun of. I've been gently or not gently urged to do something more conventional and normal. And something in me has just kept me on the path that I'm on. It's my life, it's my path, and I'm doing what I feel most connected with. And there have been struggles. I've had to figure things out in ways that other people haven't. So in that sense, it's a road less traveled by, because I'm not doing things that are conventional. I'm doing things that are kind of strange, actually. But who I've become through the process has been spectacular. Meaning, the experiences that I've had have been spectacular, and I'm developing into who I need to be. And I don't know what that's going to look like for the future. I don't know how these building blocks that I'm putting are going to express or unfold or manifest themselves in 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 or 30 or 40 years. But I do know that I took the steps that I needed to at the times that I did, without knowing what the future was, without taking the comfortable and grassy path as is described in that poem. Since then, I've done some cool stuff. I've got to be with my dad almost on his deathbed. Got to hang out with him in the hospital, which is a trying time, but a very fulfilling and satisfying time, which I wouldn't have been able to do if I was living a more conventional life and I didn't have the freedom to do what I did. I've been to India twice. I've been to Dubai, been to Argentina, and I've just had a lot of great time with friends and got to play a lot of tennis and develop myself artistically. I spent a lot of time reading and just breaking out of the constructs in my mind about what I'm supposed to be, who I should be, and here I am, and we'll see where things take me. I've been fine so far. We never know what the future is. We can only live in the best way that we can now. And so I'm taking the road never taken. Although I've always been on the road never taken, because my life has never happened before, as far as I know. Yeah, and the same thing applies to everybody. What I have done, the thing that has been a little bit less traveled by, is that I have taken the steps to make it as authentic to me as possible. And it has been a rocky and hard path, but a fulfilling one, and one that I can look on in retrospect for everything that's happened so far and be very proud of. We'll see where it leads, but I feel as though I've done my part as best as I can. So as far as anybody else is concerned, we all have a lot of great things to offer the world, and they often only come out when we break out of the ideas of what we believe we should be, what we're told we should be. But when we break out of thinking we need to take the grassier and more comfortable path, we can then instead sink into our real life. And then that's a life of, in reality, of much less stress, much less self-deception, much less an internal schism. And it's a life that is far more fulfilling. And it's one that contributes in a better way to the world than could have been done otherwise. In a Three Idiots movie, an Indian movie about these engineers who want to pursue their passion, or engineering students, the main guy says to his friend, if Michael Jordan became a singer, and if Michael Jackson became a basketball player, how bad would that have been? Or he might have said Muhammad Ali instead, right? But you get the point. They did them. They were them. They were themselves, and they took it to the fullest. We can all take ourselves to the fullest. And when we are doing what we love and what we feel so strongly that we should do, what is the best expression of us, we can do amazing things and feel at one and at peace with our lives and the world. So that's what I gotta say about that. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like this, please hit the like button, share it with someone else who would like it, subscribe to the channel. I'm Jay Shaw, and I'll keep making videos like this along on my life path.